You start with a slip knot. Then you chain 4. In the second chain from the hook, you single crochet. You single crochet in the next, and you put 3 single crochets in the end. Working down the opposite side, put a single crochet in the next, and an increase in the next, for a total of 8 stitches. This video clip shows you how to cover up the holes that are in the front of the work where the snout is. You just pull the tail through with your crochet hook, and just go over the holes. This round is to show you the back post single crochet. You go from the back to the front of your next stitch, underneath the V that's on the top. Go from the front to the back around that post and pull up a loop, and then finish your single crochet. From the back to the front, around the post, front to back, pull up a loop, and finish your single crochet. For this round, you're increasing with the main color, but you want to go in the front loop. So there were 14 single crochets, and now you're going to increase in each stitch to make 28 single crochets in the front loop only. This video shows you how to do the nostrils. You use your yarn tail from the main color. And a yarn needle. And you just make 2 vertical lines on the snout. Then you take the 2 tails, the main color and the contrasting color, and knot them together, double knot. The yarn tails will just become part of the stuffing inside the snout. On this round, you have marked the top 7 stitches. You will single crochet to the first marked stitch. Then increase. Single crochet, single crochet, increase, single crochet, single crochet, increase. You now have 10 stitches between the markers. You've increased 3 stitches. Then you single crochet for the rest of the round. At the end, move your markers up to have 10 stitches between the markers. On this round, you will decrease before the marker. So single crochet until 2 stitches before the marker. Then put your crochet hook into the front loop of the next 2 stitches and pull up a loop and finish the single crochet. Three single crochets, an increase, 2 single crochets, an increase, 3 single crochets, another invisible decrease after the marker, front loops, pull up a loop and finish the single crochet, and single crochet the rest of the round. Since you increased between the markers twice and you decreased twice outside the markers, you will have the same number of stitches at the end of the round. Now you will place the eyes on the face. Between rounds 8 and 9, about 6 stitches apart. I just keep placing them until I like the face, the look of the face. See that they're the same distance from the snout. Once you have them placed where you like them, then you put the washer on the back. The wider part of the washer goes on first. This shows you how to add the eyelashes and the smile with the black cotton thread. Make sure you use a thin thread so that the details of the eyelashes show up on the face. You want to come up with the thread through the face on the top of the eyelash and go down into the face closest to the plastic eye as possible so that you don't see the crocheted fabric in between the eyelash and the eye. I make one long eyelash in the center and then 2 shorter eyelashes on either side. You can experiment with what kind of eyelashes you want. I've done them on the side of the eye as well as on the top of the eye. Once you're done with the right eye, you can just come up on the left side in the center and finish the left eye with the 3 vertical lines for the eyelashes. After the eyelashes are done, you're going to just come up to the side of the snout for a smile. You do not need to cut your thread. Come up to the left side of the snout and follow the row of stitches around the bottom of the snout to the right side and put your yarn in and come out in the center bottom side of where you want the line to be, and then go back down over the black line to anchor the arc of the smile. You can do this a couple of times in different places along the spile to anchor that black thread. You can also make another line and anchor it if you want a thicker smile. This shows how to stuff the head. Use a little bit of stuffing at a time and start with the snout. Make sure the snout is tightly stuffed. And then keep adding stuffing to the outer side. Always push to the outer side and go around in a circle. This will make the head a round shape. Make sure your stuffing is around the plastic safety eyes so that they stay horizontal. Takes practice. This is the last round where you're closing the head. You do invisible decreases, so you pick up to the front loops, pull up a loop, and finish a single crochet all the way around. And since you had 16 stitches left, you'll have 8 stitches, and I just keep decreasing 3 more times. Until you don't see a hole. And then I go under the next stitch and across the center and pick up a loop. And draw it through like a slip stitch. Then cut the yarn. Then use the tail to weave in and out of the holes that you see on the back. When you do the invisible decreases, sometimes there are holes left, especially when you do 8 decreases for one round. So I just use a crochet hook, but you could put the yarn on a needle if you prefer that. I just work around in a circle until I see that the holes are filled. This is the ear. You use a 4.5 millimeter crochet hook and the contrasting color. You make a magic ring, which is wrapping it around your finger twice. Stick your hook in, pull up a loop. That's one chain. 2, 3, 4. 3 treble crochets. Three double crochets. Chain 1. A treble crochet. Chain 1. 3 double crochets. Three treble crochets. Chain 3 and slip stitch into the magic ring. Cut the yarn. Close the hole. And then do a double knot of the 2 ends. This is where I attach the ears to the head. Upside down heart with one of the tail ends. You just go up and down through the material and the ear of the head. Making sure it's secure. And then you can just weave the tail into the head. This starts the bottom of the body with a 3mm hook and the contrasting color. Make a slip knot. Chain 8. In the second chain from the hook, single crochet in the next 7 chains. Chain 1, turn, single crochet 7, chain 1, turn, for 7 rows total. turn your work 90 degrees and down the side of your 7 rows, make 7 single crochets. Turn your work 90 degrees. And single crochet into the foundation chain, 7 single crochets. Turn your work 90 degrees. Work down the sides of the 7 rows, 7 single crochets. And then in the back loop only, 7 single crochets in row 7. Round 9, you've changed to your main color, and you do 1 single crochet, 1 increase, 1 single crochet, 1 increase around. You had 28 stitches for round 8, so now you will have 42. Because you will increase 14 in this round. Now I'll show you how to create the legs from your completed body. Use the contrasting yarn, double stranded. You go down through the top of the body into the center of the base. The stuffing helps tighten those stitches, but you want to go into the side of the body, come back through the center of the base, then turn it 90 degrees, go through the side of the body and into the center, turn 90 degrees, side of the body, center, turn 90 degrees, side of the body, center, and then I try to straighten out the center by doing a few whip stitches. It also covers up the stuffing that has come out. And then you just go back to the top and cut your yarn. You can also leave that yarn inside. Now we attach the head to the body. Using the main color yarn end from the body. Sometimes the hole at the top is too large for the head, and so I just sew back and forth to close up the hole on the top a little bit. You'll see in this video. You want to decide which side of the body you want to be in the front, and then whether you want to tilt the head or leave the head straight on the top. But here I am just whip stitching the front to the back to make the hole a little smaller. Then put the head on the body. Go through the head and then go down into the body. Go up into the head. You want to be up on the head and go down into the body. And I noticed that the hole is still too large on the side, so I will close that end up with just a few stitches. This does take a lot of practice. And it doesn't have to be perfect. You want to go from the front to the back, to the side, to the front, to the back. This stabilizes the head onto the body so that it's not floppy. If you don't like it, you can always cut the yarn, pick it out, and then use a fresh piece of yarn and try again. I'm picking out this stitch that was a little too tight. Do the shake test to see if your head is unstable. Now for the tail. With the main color and a 3mm hook, slip knot, chain 16. In the second chain from the hook, do an increase in each chain, so you'll have 30 single crochets. And as you're doing your increases, you'll see that the tail starts to twist. Don't hold on to the bottom part, which has the single crochets. Hold on to the chain. And at the end, you can cut the yarn and make a double knot with the two ends. Then put one of the ends on a needle. And on the back of the pig, I use like the first 6 single crochets between rounds 14 and 15, right above your separation of the legs. And I stitch down those 4 single crochets, and then the rest of them are in a spiral. Then you just weave in the other tail as well.